Yes, good afternoon. So far, so good. We have a fantastic beginning of the week in terms of preparation for several reasons. Really looking for the next game. We're back home. We play in Orlando. Uh, After a bad result last Saturday, so we are just counting the hours and counting the days to be there, start again, and have the opportunity to go back to the winning track. So, in terms of preparation, it's only 2 days of the week, still 2 more days, but so far one of the best weeks of the season.
Um, and if you can just maybe just share with us how the preparations are going, keeping in mind that this will be the first home fixture for you guys in 2023.
Good afternoon, everyone, and compliments to the new year. Yeah, the preparations have been going really well. I mean, as players, we're excited to be back home to play at our stadium, and we can't wait for the match. Like the coach has already said, it's been a good week so far. The guys are pushing hard. We are pushing ourselves beyond our limits, to make sure that we get the results of the weekend. So yeah, so far so good.
Thank you, gentlemen. We're now open for questions from the floor. As per norm, we have a roving mic. Please, by shorthand, when you get an opportunity to pose your question, give us your name, as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question. We'll start with the gentleman in front.
Afternoon, Coach. Kamatano Makhale from VOW FM. Coach, you recently just added Scott Chilwell on your backroom staff. So do you think that he will help you making sure that the strikers find the back of the net on a regular basis? Thank you.
As I said before, it's one more element in the coaching staff, and every resource, every element is here for the same reason, trying to optimize the talent we have in our squad in order to make better numbers, better figures in every department, and we learning to work with a specialist, one more in our squad. We have many people which is specifically working in some different things, and Scott is going to help us in a very specific one. And if we, in the end, when we win one game or we succeed in whatever we do, is it's nothing. It's more important than other. It's going to help us get strong in the department, and we are so glad to have the opportunity to work with a professional like him.
Coach Mazola Molefe from SABC Sport. When you are in a run-on form that you are in at the moment, what do you tend to focus on? Sometimes coaches can be accused of overthinking maybe some of the simplest matters, but when you in the form that you're in, what do you then prioritize and trying to turn the tide?
No, listen, we don't behave depending on the result. We are in a bad run of results, but not in terms of performance really. Obviously, we especially us in the technical staff, and I can tell you the players, we are always looking for the excellence in the things we do. So we will never be 100% satisfied, and it's difficult to say that we are satisfied after 2 defeats in a row. But sometimes you finish the games, and the only thing that you have is the result, winning or losing. You cannot, there's nothing else to take. I mean, I think we played a very good game, outstanding game in some periods during the 90 minutes, and that's the way. So when we start again, we know that we have a clear way to play and to try to be better than the opponent. So we just continue. We don't obviously we are not, how can I say, too drastic thinking that all of the things that we think are going to help us are going to do it, all the way. Sometimes we need to modify some certain details, and that's our responsibility to work on that, those details that will make us be close to win. But when you know what you want to do and you have a clear structure or game model, you don't change so much only because of the result. So we again trying to capitalize what we generate, optimize what we produce in the games, and we are in the right way to do it.
Thanks. My question goes to it's sort of similar to what Mazula was asking, because I want to know how frustrating is it for the players losing 3 games in a row, if you count the derby last year, especially after winning the MTN 8. Everyone was thinking that Pirates is on the right trajectory. Now the results are not coming. How frustrating is it for you guys, and how do you turn that around? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you play well and you produce the performances that you've been producing, and the results doesn't go your way. Obviously, it's frustrating, but we know that we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing ourselves every day at training, and making sure that we get the 3 points in the coming match. So yeah, for us, I mean, it's disappointing when we don't win matches, but we look at the bigger picture.
Coach Damania from Safela Duma. My question to you is, we've seen Nsako Makubela go out on loan. He was one of 2 players, 3 if you count Tunzania, who didn't play so far this season. My question to you is, have you received any more knocks on your door with regards to possible loan moves? And how far would you say you are halfway through the season with having the ideal squad that you want to compete with for the rest of the campaign?
No, well, I don't spend time.
Can you please switch off that sound, please? Perfect. Thank you.
I don't spend so much time, or not at all, thinking in the uh, possible players coming. There's a market which is in one side, and the other side is the group of players, current group of players we have in our hands. And my job, and my responsibility is to help them to be better players, to play together as good as possible, and it's not in my agenda to how can I put it, like, yeah, basically spend so much time thinking about possibilities. I know there is a market. I know how the market works here and everywhere else. And like I said other times, we are always with one eye in the market, looking for opportunities to get stronger. And loans and movements are part of this business. Uh, Sometimes, well, we obviously we cannot satisfy everyone in terms of minutes to play, and it's normal that in this period there's always movements. And about the ideal squad for me is that the squad that I already have. There's I can't complain about the level of the players that we have in the squad, obviously, and again, my focus is just in the next game and next training, and how are we gonna looks better than the last time next Saturday, and those type of things. Not thinking so much about who's coming and going. Wishing all the best to the players who were working with us and they are not going to be working with us this season. I really wish them all the best, because they are all good players, good professionals, and they really deserve to shine. And when it's not possible to shine here, there's other places where they can do it, and hopefully we can see it.
Coach, Lorenzo from the Times. Do you feel the new sign?
Sorry, Lawrence, just
The two new signings, Mabena and Martin, are they improving your squad for the second half of the season from what you can see in training? It will be
It's the same possibilities to perform in the training and fight for the possibility to get minutes. We're talking about an experienced player already in the league with top quality, and we really hoping that everyone have the chance to contribute. We will always measure the contribution with figures in the games, goals, assists, minutes, but the process is much more, is what we do here every morning, the way that the guys are training, and unfortunately they know that in the end of the week only 11 players can start. But so far so happy to have Mavena with us, because he's adding things in the group. He's a good human being, and it's a it's a good striker.
Yeah, I think the coach has already yeah, alluded. Lumiso is a good person, very humble. He tries his level best to share his experience with all of us. And it's always nice as a player to train with good quality next to you. So yeah, I mean, it's been good having him around, and hopefully, like the coaches said, he will get his chance to contribute.
Tamba Shabala, Joseph from Sports. Compliments, gentlemen. Coach, I'm just looking at the Golden Arrows team going up against a team that has been or doing what some call themselves. What are you looking at? Looking at the previous results, they won, you lost. How much of pressure comes with playing against such an unpredictable team with players that have got so much talent within their squad? Where does that put you in terms of your headspace as a Orlando Pirates coach? And you're close to the fans, and one of Orlando Pirates fans has passed away. We all know him, five skippers. Hearing such things, what does it do to you and your team, knowing very well that you've lost one big member of the squad?
Should I go first? Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah, we heard the news, Snamachita, and we try to send our messages um, to the people, at hand. But we talk about these things, and we try our level best that when we play, we give our all so that we make our supporters happy. But I mean, sad news, devastating incident. But we wish his family all the best, and we send our condolences.
About arrows, yeah, well, obviously we are as usually focusing in our own things, but we will try to dictate the type of game that we're going to play. But it depends. They are dangerous. It's a dangerous team, like you said, full of quality and especially full of speed. It's a very good team in transition, so it's one of the probabilities that they will try to recover the ball with the space to run, with very very quick wingers, and very very skillful, and players who can create a goal chance with 2 3 passes, or with one pass, one run, one of those tricks that they can reproduce on the field. So it's a difficult team. They won the last two games out of the last three, if I remember right. They are not in a bad moment. We have a recent experience against them, an away game in Durban, and wasn't easy, even though we managed to win the game 2-0 there. It was difficult, and they pushed us to the limit in the last part of the game. And we, as usually, we are a team that usually needs to do a very good game to get the 3 points. We are not usually getting points if we are not in a good level. So again, we're gonna need to be in our best, and more than the more than think about who's coming, it's a week to really think about ourselves and try to show there that we are still here and we really want to get back in the track.
Another three questions that you want to
Good afternoon. Compliments to the new coach, Benedict Tollier Davidson. Coach, last weekend, Coach Brendan Twitter said something about being late developers in South Africa. And in Pirates' case, you have a striker that won the Golden Boot in the Reserve League for two consecutive seasons and was loaned to Cape Town Spurs with Tumelo Radipani. I just want to find out if you've assessed him and what are the qualities do you think he still needs for him to make it to the team here at Pirates. And for you work closely with who was not his PC at the back. We are playing against Arrows this weekend. He grew up at the club. Is there moments where you guys share the ins and outs of the club, considering that he knows everything about the club? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we do talk about his past experiences, but we don't share the ins and outs, of the his former club. But I do ask him how his life, everything else. But we hardly talk or have deep conversations regarding his former club. But I'm sure he's excited to face them, if given the opportunity.
Um, I don't like to speak about players as an individual, as you know, especially if he's not a player in our current squad. Boitumelo is a Pirates player. Uh, Hopefully soon. I think he's doing now a good job after a long period injury. I don't know the coach, but I know really well that he's a good coach who can help him a lot in his development there, and that's the reason why he's there. And hopefully, uh, I'm pretty sure that he can manage to achieve the standards that you need to play for Pirates, and hopefully this period there is going to complement his development. Uh, so yeah, that's all I can say about Radio Pane.
Uh, Hi, Coach. It's Khumutum Kwena from Sunday World. Coach, you've lost three matches in a row.
Really?
What is your turnaround strategy, and do you believe you're still in contention? And do you think you can catch the log leaders, Sundowns, if you're still in contention?
There's too many questions in a row. Like I answered in the first one to your college. Um, we cannot hesitate when we are in a bad moment in terms of results. Uh, the derby was too long time ago, so I'm not gonna include it. Too many things happened, in between the derby and the moment where we are right now. So if I focus in the last two games after the break, we didn't have a bad game in Pretoria. In my point of view, we have not good enough to dream about getting the 3 points in such a game like that, probably. But was not a bad performance. There was a moment in the game where both teams could easily get the lead, and they did it. And the game we played in Cape Town a few days ago, it makes me feel really, really, really happy and optimistic about the future of this group, because the level of performance there was not a joke. The result wasn't possible for different reasons. This is football, and these things happened. But we don't change the direction. We're still working in the same direction, trying to get better week after week. This is a long process. Uh, I understand that you guys are focused only in the results. It's fine, but we're trying to go much more deeper and trying to think what's going to happen in advance in the medium and long term as well, not only tomorrow. So have doubts in a moment where you are not getting results, it's usually a bad decision. So we're trying to insist in the things that we believe that the players do, and that's the way to to get the good results. And obviously, I think that you will understand very well that I'm not thinking about any other team which is in a different place in the table. We are not thinking about Sundowns or Supersport or Richards Bay. We are just focusing ourselves. Uh, More than ever is the time to go game by game, 3 points and 3 points and 3 points, and let's see where we are in the end of the season.
Coach, the love from Kiko. Uh, you've, you've been here at Pirates now. It's halfway through the season. You've been in charge of 15 games, which is halfway through the season. I just wanted to ask you about what's been your assessment of what you have seen of football here in South Africa, and also what you've seen of your team so far, especially considering that we've also now brought in strikers coach, for which I would also want to know, what actually informed that decision. Thank you.
What was the last one? Who brought him here? Ah. You're doing 5 questions every time instead of one. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed that. I feel it's the first one for the year, so.
Okay, I'll start with the last one. Like I said already before, football it's going in a direction where you will see that in the future there's gonna be more people in the coaching staff than in the squad. With science is giving us much more info day after day, and it's everything is changing. It's changing already, and it's going to be different in the future. So even in Europe nowadays, it's frequent that the players in the top leagues they have their own coach out of the staff, which is giving instructions, no instructions, but feedback, corrections, video meetings, your own fitness coach, your own physio, etc., etc., etc. So the staffs are going to change, are going to grow. It's a fact. It's happening already, and we trying to improve the staff, because that's also my responsibility, is to have people around me which can help the players to be better. It's not only about the head coach anymore. That's part of the past in football. Maybe 30 years ago, head coach is on everything, and nowadays is the opposite. What else? The South African football. I think 6 months is not enough, to be honest, to have a clear opinion, or say something now about the South African football and sounds smart enough. It's not enough, trust me. 6 months, it's an introduction, but it's a time where I've been more focused about my players, myself, trying to adapt myself to the environment, to the culture, and stuff like that. But like I said, I have the same impression that I have in the beginning when I arrived here in June, July, August. The technical level of the league is so high. If you are not there on the field, you're not going to win, because every team have the capacity to produce chances and goals. It's quite fast football sometimes, sometimes not really under control. The games that's what I noticed the most, and that's it. And what was the fourth one? Sorry, it's enough.
Final question, Tshepo, and please keep it to one question because we're out of time. He already raised his hand.
Thanks. Don't worry, Coach. Mine is just simple, straightforward. Coach, as it stands, do you think that the title race is going to go down the wire because you look at the table now, the points difference. Do you think, for your analysis, do you think that it's going to go maybe to the last 2 games of the season? That's
Well, I don't know. Whatever I say is going to be an speculation. The only thing that I can say is that we all are going through different moments in the seasons, good moments and bad moments. Unfortunately, that's why the winner in the end is the one who managed to do it better in the moments where you are not in your best. In this moment, there's a team which is getting a really big advantage with the other competitors, and it's gonna be very tough for all of us even to get close to that. Are we giving up? Never. No, no one. I don't think that it's only pilots. This is a competition. Uh, Everyone there downstairs and these two guys that you see here in front of you, if we have something is as a condition is that we are competitive people. We will never give up. But like I said, I don't think that Supersport will give up or Chiefs or anybody else. It's a competition. We're going all the way until the end. And like I said, there's gonna be moments where teams that now they are in a great moment that they are not going to be. Are we gonna be in that moment in our best and reduce the distance and maybe we go to the last part of the season with more emotion? Let's see. That's the objective right now is to collect the next 3 points and then go to the next 3 points and don't really see what's going on in the rest of the competition. I'm 100% honest if I say that I don't really know who is the second or the third or the fourth in this moment because the points are not there. I'm trying to just be focusing the next game for us and trying to make sure that we collect the 3 and then we can start to climb the mountain. So, but we need those 3.
Thank you, Coach. We're done with the segment of the interviews. We'll be joined shortly for one